Elmore. She's an attorney and a former spokesperson for President Trump and now serves as the executive director for USA Strong. Thank you so much for joining us, Erin. So we just were speaking, and I'm not sure how much you were able to hear of that, and Ben Bergquam in Arizona saying that the goal of this whole hearing from the Trump campaign's point of view is to try to get this special session and they can really look in to see what this software was capable of doing and that if it had, in fact, an impact on the election results. But having said that, we just heard the president say yesterday on Fox that he doesn't even appear to be that confident that a lot of these lawsuits will ever end up going to the Supreme Court. What do you think?
Well, I can see why the president would feel dejected and have these feelings because, as we know, the mainstream media is not covering this at all. And in a lot of these jurisdictions, they're known to not really be conservative or Republican, if you will. However, if these cases do make their way through the legal system, there is a great chance that they could end up at the Supreme Court. We know that the court is now leaning more conservative, and it only requires 4 of 9 justices to decide if they want to hear a case. So, in fact, they could make it up to the Supreme Court, and because of the makeup of the court, they could end up there and become successful. But as we know right now, this cheating has been so pervasive, yet so difficult to prove. So it's really lacking that sort of smoking gun that the American people want. The court of public opinion, the legal system, and the mainstream media are really craving. So it could happen. We need that smoking gun. And I think the best thing to do, honestly, is really nail down on Georgia and focusing on those January 5th special elections.
Yeah, I know the president's going to be, at least plans to, hold a rally in Georgia. You're referring to, of course, those Senate runoff races that are supposed to take place in January that could determine which party is in fact in control of the Senate. But we're looking at video there again on the screen of what's taking place in Arizona. How important is Arizona to the Trump campaign, and what are your predictions as far as will we see this open session that the Trump campaign is hoping for?
Look, I think election integrity is what this is truly all about. And if we want Democrats, Republicans, independents, the American people at large to have faith in our voting system and its security, these kinds of hearings and press conferences are massively important. Do I at this point think anything is going to change the outcome of this election? I personally do not feel that we are at that point right now because of what I spoke of earlier, is this lack of sort of a smoking gun. But I think the most important thing to focus on right now is election security and confidence in the system for everyone alike. And if not, people aren't going to feel that they are compelled to go and vote and exercise that civic duty. We do need to focus on that January 5th Georgia election, because if that's not safe, it's going to change the makeup of America. It truly will. So I think that these hearings are important, and it's all about election integrity, honestly.
But you said you haven't seen a smoking gun. We've heard time and time again from the Trump campaign that there is tons of fraud, over 200 affidavits that he believes should be presented to the Supreme Court. Are you saying that you have not seen a smoking gun, but other people have seen fraud?
They all exist. Every instance of fraud absolutely exists, but we need them to play out in the legal system so we can say X and Y and Z occurred. As an attorney, evidence is very important. I know that they're compiling all of this evidence and building cases. I think that the American people just want to see it laid out before them. And I know that Sidney Powell and her team, who are really a stellar legal team, I know that they are working on it. I just think that it needs to be presented.
But I have to ask you there to interrupt real quickly because we're running out of time, Erin. The Trump legal team seemed to be distancing itself from Sidney Powell, saying she's not a part of our team.
That was a move based upon strategy. I believe that they're working on treason and things of that nature. Not? I'm not a spokesperson for the campaign and wouldn't feel compelled to speak on that behalf. I know that she is handling several legal endeavors, and I think it was a move out of being strategic as opposed to one out of discord.
Okay, we'll have to leave it there. Erin Elmore, thank you so much for sharing your insight with us. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
So we've been talking